Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, am I truly alive or am I just existing? Think about it. Day after day you wake up, follow the same routine, and convince yourself that this is just how life is supposed to be. But deep down, you know something feels off. You know there's more to life than this hamster wheel of mediocrity. Yet, here you are, stuck in the same patterns, avoiding the truth that could set you free. The truth is hard to face. That's why most people run from it. But let me tell you something, running doesn't change reality, it only delays the inevitable. And here's the truth you've been avoiding. The life you're living right now, it's a result of every decision you've made. Not society, not your parents, not your boss. It's you. The good news? If it's your choices that got you here, then it's your choices that can pull you out. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll see your life in a completely different way. You'll understand that the power to transform your existence is already within you, but to unlock it, you need to wake up. You need to stop hiding behind excuses, distractions, and fear. If you're ready to take control of your life, you're in the right place. Let's cut to the chase. Why are you here? What made you click on this video? Maybe you're searching for answers. Maybe you're tired of feeling stuck, or maybe, just maybe, you're ready to finally become the person you've always known you could be. Whatever the reason, let me tell you this. You're not here by accident. This is your wake-up call. Here's a question you need to ask yourself right now. What do I want my life to look like 5 years from now? Close your eyes and picture it. The success, the freedom, the confidence. Now, open your eyes and look at your current reality. Are you on the path to that vision, or are you wasting your time convincing yourself that tomorrow will magically be different? Let me tell you something that most people don't want to hear. Nothing changes unless you change. Nothing gets better unless you get better. And that's the painful truth most people avoid their entire lives. They look for shortcuts, handouts, and someone else to blame. But let me ask you, how's that working out? You see, the world is full of distractions designed to keep you small. Social media, mindless entertainment, toxic relationships. These are traps pulling you away from your potential. And the worst part, you allow it. Every time you scroll mindlessly, every time you waste another hour doing nothing, you're feeding the very system that's keeping you stuck. But here's the kicker. You don't have to. You have a choice. Right here, right now, you can continue living the life you've always known, safe but unfulfilled, or you can step into the unknown. It's terrifying, yes, but it's also where growth happens. It's where you find out what you're really made of. And let me tell you, you're capable of more than you think. You've survived every hardship, every failure, every heartbreak that life has thrown at you. You're still standing. But surviving isn't enough. It's time to thrive. It's time to demand more from yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you. Now, here's the reward for sticking with me till the end of this video. Clarity. Clarity about who you are, what you want, and how to get there. By the time we're done, you'll have the mindset to take action and the courage to do what most people, but you have to commit. You have to decide right now that you're done playing small. So ask yourself, am I ready to wake up? Am I ready to face the truth and take control of my life? If the answer is yes, keep watching, because the life you dream of, the freedom, the success, the power is closer than you think. But it starts with you, right here, right now. Wake up. Your time is now. Let's get one thing straight. You've been sold a lie. From the moment you were old enough to understand the world, you were told to follow the script. Go to school, get a safe job, work for someone else, and retire at 65 if you're lucky. They told you that's what success looks like. But deep down, you know it's not true. Look around you. How many people are actually happy living that life? How many are truly fulfilled, waking up with excitement and purpose? Hardly anyone. Most people are stuck in a cycle of frustration, quietly hating their lives, but too afraid to do anything about it. And here's why. They're afraid of breaking the illusion. This illusion, the one that tells you life is about playing it safe, is designed to keep you small. It's designed to keep you controlled, obedient, and average. But let me ask you something. Do you really want to be average? Do you want to spend your life following a script someone else wrote for you, or do you want to write your own story? The truth is, most people never even realize they're trapped. They walk through life like robots, doing what they're told without ever questioning it. They settle for a life that's good enough, thinking it's the best they can do. But let me tell you something. Good enough is a lie. It's a prison disguised as comfort. You were not born to settle. You were not born to live a life of quiet desperation, waiting for the weekend, the next paycheck, or some far-off dream of retirement. You were born to create, to grow, to conquer. But none of that happens if you keep living in this illusion. The first step to breaking free is simple. Question everything. Ask yourself why you do what you do. Why do you wake up and go to a job you hate? Why do you spend hours scrolling through social media, wasting your time and energy? Why do you surround yourself with people who don't inspire you? These are hard questions, but they're necessary, because until you face the truth, you'll stay stuck. Here's the reality most people don't want to admit. Life is hard. It's unfair. It's full of obstacles, challenges, and setbacks. But that's not a bad thing. In fact, it's what makes life worth living. Because the struggle is where you grow. It's where you become stronger, smarter, and more capable. It's where you discover what you're truly made of. Most people avoid the struggle because they think it's too hard. But let me tell you something. Playing it safe is harder. Living a life of regret, wondering what could have been, is the hardest thing you'll ever face. So if life is going to be hard either way, why not choose the hard that leads to greatness? The key to breaking the illusion is understanding one simple truth. No one is coming to save you. Not your parents, not your friends, not society. You are the hero of your own story, and heroes aren't born. They're forged in the fire of adversity. Think about the people you admire most, the ones who inspire you, who seem to have it all figured out. Do you think they got there by accident? Of course not. They got there because they were willing to do what most people won't. They were willing to face the hard truth, take control of their lives, and build something extraordinary. You have that same potential. You have the power to create a life that's not just good enough, but exceptional. But it starts with breaking the illusion. It starts with waking up to the fact that the life you've been living isn't the one you're meant for. Here's what you need to understand. You don't need permission to take control of your life. You don't need approval, validation, or someone to tell you it's okay. You are enough. You have everything you need within you to succeed. But you have to be willing to step outside the comfort zone, face the fear, and embrace the unknown. It won't be easy. It never is. But the rewards are worth it. Freedom, success, and true fulfillment are waiting for you on the other side of the illusion. All you have to do is take the first step. So let me ask you again. Are you ready to break free? Are you ready to stop settling for a life that's good enough and start building one that's extraordinary? If the answer is yes, then it's time to take action. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. This is your moment. The moment you decide to stop living on autopilot and start living with purpose. The moment you stop letting fear control you and start using it as fuel. The moment you wake up and realize that the only thing standing between you and the life you want is you. Break the illusion, take control, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. What if I told you the greatest power you have is something you already possess? The ability to take ownership. Ownership of your choices, your actions, and ultimately your life. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. As long as you blame others for your circumstances, you will never be free. It's easy to point fingers, to say, it's not my fault, the system is unfair, life is too hard, but let's get real for a moment. Who wins when you think like that? Do those excuses help you move forward? Do they bring you closer to the life you want? No, they keep you stuck in a cycle of frustration, anger, and helplessness. Here's a secret. The moment you take responsibility for your life, everything changes. It's like flipping a switch. Suddenly you're not a victim anymore. You're in control. Because when you take ownership, you're saying, no matter what happens, I am responsible for my future. And that's powerful. Ownership means you stop blaming your past. It doesn't matter where you came from, how you were raised, or what obstacles you faced. Yes, those things shape you, but they don't define you. You define you. Your decisions right now, today, are what shape your tomorrow. Let's talk about failure. Most people are terrified of it. They see failure as proof that they're not good enough, smart enough, or strong enough. But here's the reality. Failure is a gift. It's a teacher. It's a stepping stone. Every time you fail, you learn something valuable, something you can use to grow, improve, and get closer to your goals. When you take ownership, failure stops being something to fear. Instead, it becomes something to embrace. Because every failure is a sign that you're trying, that you're pushing yourself, that you're stepping outside your comfort zone. And that's where the magic happens. Let's get one thing clear. Taking ownership doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong. It means taking control of what you can control. Your mindset, your actions, your attitude. You can't control the world, but you can control how you respond to it. And that's all you need to change your life. Think about it. Every successful person you admire got there because they took ownership. They didn't sit around waiting for someone to hand them success. They went out and created it. They made mistakes, faced setbacks, and kept going. They didn't let fear or excuses stop them, and neither should you. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you really took a hard look at your life? Your habits, your routines, your choices? Are they helping you grow, or are they holding you back? Taking ownership means being honest with yourself. It means admitting when you're not giving 100%, when you're letting distractions take over, or when you're playing it safe. It's not easy, it's uncomfortable, but it's also necessary. Because you can't fix what you don't face. You can't change what you're not willing to take responsibility for. But when you do, when you fully commit to taking ownership, you become unstoppable. Let's talk about time. Time is the most valuable thing you have, but most people waste it like it's unlimited. They procrastinate, distract themselves, and say, I'll do it tomorrow. But here's the harsh truth. There is no tomorrow. There is only today, right now. Every minute you waste is a minute you'll never get back. Every decision you postpone is a step further from your goals. When you take ownership of your time, you stop waiting for the perfect moment and start making the most of every moment, because the perfect moment doesn't exist. What exists is your choice to act now. Ownership is also about discipline. It's about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up for yourself every single day. Not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's hard, because that's when it matters most. Here's the beautiful thing about taking ownership. It gives you freedom. Freedom to create the life you want. Freedom to pursue your dreams. Freedom to be your best self. But that freedom doesn't come from outside, it comes from within, from your willingness to take charge, to take responsibility, and to take action. So, ask yourself, what are you waiting for? What's stopping you from taking ownership right now? Is it fear, doubt, laziness? Whatever it is, face it. Own it, and then decide to let it go. Decide to take control of your life and start building the future you deserve. Because here's the truth, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the life you want on a silver platter. But that's not a bad thing. In fact, it's the best thing, because it means you have the power. You get to create your own success, your own happiness, your own destiny. So stop waiting, stop making excuses, take ownership, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. This is your life, your journey, your moment. And the best part, the moment you take ownership, you'll realize you're capable of so much more than you ever thought possible. You'll see that the only limits are the ones you place on yourself, and you'll finally understand what it means to truly live. Do you know what holds more power than motivation? Discipline. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. But discipline stays. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. So let me ask you this. Are you willing to embrace the discomfort that comes with discipline? Are you ready to do what's necessary, even when it's the last thing you feel like doing? That's the real test. Because freedom isn't found in avoiding hard work. It's earned through consistency, effort, and persistence. Most people misunderstand freedom. They think freedom means doing whatever they want, whenever they want. But that's not freedom. That's chaos. True freedom comes from having control over yourself, your mind, your actions, your habits. And that control is only possible through discipline. Think about it. When you lack discipline, you become a slave to your impulses. You let distractions, laziness, and fear dictate your choices. You spend your days chasing temporary pleasures instead of building lasting success. And where does that leave you? Stuck, frustrated, unfulfilled. But when you embrace discipline, everything changes. You stop chasing comfort and start chasing growth. You stop making excuses and start making progress. You take control of your time, your energy, your life. And that's where true freedom begins. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about showing up day after day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Because the truth is, you're not always going to feel like it. There will be days when you're tired, stressed, or overwhelmed. Days when the easiest thing to do is quit. But discipline means pushing through those moments. It means choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort. Here's something most people don't realize. Discipline is a skill. And like any skill, it can be developed. It starts with small, consistent actions. Waking up a little earlier, following through on your promises, doing one more rep at the gym. Over time, those small actions add up. They build momentum. And before you know it, discipline becomes a habit, a way of life. But here's the catch. Discipline requires sacrifice. You have to let go of what's easy to achieve what's meaningful. You have to say no to distractions, temptations, and excuses. You have to prioritize your goals over your comfort. And that's not easy, but it's worth it. Let me tell you something powerful. Every time you practice discipline, you're strengthening your willpower. You're proving to yourself that you're in control, that you're capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. And that belief, that's the foundation of success. Discipline is also about self-respect. It's about valuing yourself enough to do the work, to keep the promises you make to yourself. Because when you don't follow through, you're not just letting yourself down. You're teaching yourself that your word doesn't matter, and that's a dangerous mindset. But when you honor your commitments, when you follow through on your goals, you're sending a powerful message to yourself. I am capable. I am strong. I am worthy. That self-belief fuels everything. It gives you the confidence to face challenges, take risks, and keep going no matter what. Let's talk about failure again. Discipline doesn't mean avoiding failure. It means learning from it, adapting, growing. Every setback is an opportunity to get better, stronger, wiser. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward, even when the path is difficult, even when progress feels slow, because you know that every step counts. Every effort matters. Here's a hard truth. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's not always exciting. It's often repetitive, tedious, and uncomfortable. But that's exactly why it works. Because most people aren't willing to put in the effort. They're not willing to endure the discomfort. And that's why most people never reach their full potential. But you're not most people. You're here because you want more. Because you're willing to do what others won't. Because you understand that discipline isn't a punishment, it's a gift. It's the key to unlocking your true potential. So what does discipline look like in your life? Maybe it's sticking to a routine even when it's inconvenient. Maybe it's setting boundaries and saying no to things that don't align with your goals. Maybe it's pushing yourself to work harder, train longer, or learn more. Whatever it is, embrace it. Lean into it. Because every act of discipline brings you closer to the life you want. Remember this, discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you choose. Every day you have a choice. You can choose to give in to distractions, procrastination, and excuses. Or you can choose to stay focused, committed, and disciplined. The choice is yours. And with every choice, you're shaping your future. So ask yourself, what kind of future do you want? A future built on excuses or a future built on discipline? Because here's the truth. The life you want is within your reach, but it's not going to be handed to you. You have to earn it. You have to fight for it. You have to show up every single day and do the work. And when you do, when you commit to discipline, when you refuse to give up, when you push yourself to be better, you'll discover a freedom, a strength, a power you never knew you had. You'll realize that the only limits are the ones you set for yourself. And you'll finally understand what it means to truly live. This is your moment, your opportunity, your time to rise. So don't wait, don't hesitate, embrace discipline, take control, and start building the life you deserve. One choice, one action, one step at a time. Why do you do what you do? Have you ever stopped and truly asked yourself this question? Not just what you're doing, but why? What is it that drives you to get out of bed each morning? What is it that fuels your ambitions, your dreams, your vision for the future? Without a purpose, life becomes a series of meaningless actions. You move from one task to the next, one day to another, without any real direction. It's like sailing a ship without a destination. You drift aimlessly, hoping the wind will take you somewhere good. But deep down, you know it won't. Without a clear purpose, you'll never reach the shores of fulfillment. Purpose is the fire within you. It's the force that keeps you going when everything around you feels overwhelming. It's the voice in your mind that says, keep pushing because this is worth it. Purpose turns obstacles into stepping stones. It transforms setbacks into lessons. It gives you the strength to persevere when others quit. But here's the thing, your purpose isn't just handed to you. It's not something you stumble upon by chance. Purpose is something you discover deep within yourself. It's built on your values, your passions, and your vision for the future. It's shaped by the challenges you've faced and the lessons you've learned. Ask yourself this, what do you care about most? What lights a fire in your soul? What's the one thing that no matter how hard it gets, you can't stop thinking about? That's your purpose. They get caught up in the demands of daily life, the expectations of others, and the distractions of the modern world. They settle for a life of mediocrity because it feels easier than pursuing something greater. But what they don't realize is that without purpose, life feels hollow. Purpose gives you clarity. It helps you prioritize what truly matters. When you have a purpose, you stop wasting time on things that don't align with your goals. You stop saying yes to distractions and start saying yes to opportunities that move you closer to your dreams. Purpose also gives you resilience. When life gets tough, and it will, your purpose becomes your anchor. It reminds you why you started, why you're fighting, why you can't give up. It helps you weather the storms and keep moving forward no matter what. But finding your purpose, it requires reflection, honesty, and courage. It requires you to confront your fears, your doubts, and your limitations. It requires you to dig deep and ask yourself the hard questions. What kind of impact do I want to make? What legacy do I want to leave? What kind of person do I want to become? Don't be afraid to dream big. Your purpose should challenge you. It should push you to grow, to step out of your comfort zone, to become the best version of yourself. Your purpose isn't about playing it safe. It's about striving for greatness. But purpose isn't just about achieving goals. It's about the journey. It's about the person you become along the way. It's about the lessons you learn, the connections you make, and the lives you touch. Purpose gives your life meaning, even in the smallest moments. Here's something powerful. Your purpose isn't just about you. It's about the impact you have on the world around you. It's about using your talents, your skills, and your experiences to make a difference. When you live with purpose, you inspire others to do the same. You become a source of hope, strength, and encouragement for those around you. Think about the people who have inspired you the most. The leaders, the innovators, the dreamers who have left their mark on the world. What do they all have in common? They had a purpose. They knew their why, and they let it guide everything they did. You have that same potential within you. You have the ability to live a life of purpose, passion, and impact, but it starts with a choice. The choice to stop settling for less and start striving for more. The choice to take control of your life and define your own destiny. Purpose isn't something you find overnight. It's a journey, a process of discovery. But every step you take brings you closer to the life you were meant to live. Every action you take in alignment with your purpose strengthens your resolve and deepens your fulfillment. So, what's your purpose? What's the one thing that makes your heart race, your mind focus, your spirit come alive? Don't ignore it. Don't bury it beneath excuses or distractions. Embrace it, nurture it, let it guide you toward the life you deserve. Because when you live with purpose, you live with power. You wake up each day with a sense of direction and meaning. You face challenges with confidence and determination. You build a life that's not just successful, but significant. And that's the kind of life worth living. A life of purpose, a life of passion, a life that leaves a legacy. Your purpose is calling. Are you ready to answer? What is fear holding you back from? Have you ever paused and asked yourself, what would my life look like if fear wasn't in the way? Fear has a sneaky way of building walls around our potential. It convinces us to play small, to stay safe, to avoid risk. But here's the truth. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is your compass. Every single person who has ever achieved greatness has faced fear. The difference? They didn't let it stop them. They saw fear as a sign that they were on the edge of growth, the brink of transformation. Fear shows up when you're stepping into the unknown, when you're daring to do something you've never done before. And that's exactly where you need to be. Imagine this. You're standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down at the vast open world before you. Fear tells you to back away, to retreat to the comfort of solid ground. But courage? Courage whispers, jump! It reminds you that the only way to soar is to take the leap. Fear is not the absence of courage, it's the opportunity to practice it. Without fear, there's no bravery. Without challenges, there's no growth. The most powerful version of yourself is waiting on the other side of fear. But how do you conquer fear? It starts with understanding it. Fear is not a monster under your bed. It's a product of your mind, a response to the unknown. Fear thrives on uncertainty, on doubt, on the stories you tell yourself about what might go wrong. The first step to conquering fear is to face it head on. Don't run from it. Don't hide from it, and don't ignore it. Acknowledge it, name it, bring it into the light. Because when you shine a light on fear, it loses its power. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? Is it failure, rejection, judgment? Most of the time, fear is not based on reality. It's based on assumptions. You fear failing, but what if you succeed? You fear being judged, but what if people admire your courage? You fear rejection, but what if the right opportunities are waiting for you to take the first step? Fear can paralyze you or it can propel you. The choice is yours. When you feel fear creeping in, don't let it control you. Take action in spite of it. Because every time you do, you weaken its grip. You prove to yourself that fear is not stronger than you. And here's something incredible. Courage is contagious. When you face your fears, you inspire others to do the same. You show them that it's possible to overcome the obstacles that seem insurmountable. You become a beacon of strength, a reminder that fear doesn't have to dictate your life. But let's be honest, fear doesn't disappear overnight. It's not something you conquer once and never deal with again. Fear will show up every time you challenge yourself, every time you reach for more. And that's okay. Because every time it does, you have an opportunity to grow stronger, braver, more resilient. Think about the moments in your life when you've felt the most alive. Chances are those moments didn't come from staying in your comfort zone. They came from pushing past fear, from taking a risk, from daring to believe in yourself. Those are the moments that define you. Fear will try to convince you to settle. It will tell you that you're not ready, that you're not good enough, that you might fail. But here's the secret. You don't have to be fearless to take action. You just have to be brave enough to take the first step. And with each step, fear gets quieter. It doesn't disappear completely, but it loses its power. You begin to realize that you are capable of so much more than you ever thought possible. You start to see fear not as a barrier, but as a bridge to the life you've always dreamed of. What if you stopped letting fear hold you back? What if instead of avoiding it, you leaned into it? What if you let it guide you to the places where you need to grow? What if you trusted yourself enough to take the leap, even when you're scared? The world is full of opportunities waiting for you to claim them. But you can't seize them if you're stuck in fear. You can't build the life you want if you're too afraid to take the first step. So ask yourself, what's scarier? Taking the risk and facing your fears, or staying exactly where you are, knowing you'll never reach your full potential? Because here's the truth. Fear will always be a part of the journey, but it doesn't have to control you. You have the power to rise above it, to use it as fuel, to let it remind you that you're alive. Fear is not the end of the road. It's the beginning of something extraordinary. It's the sign that you're on the path to growth, to transformation, to becoming the person you were meant to be. So take a deep breath, feel the fear, and take the leap. Because on the other side of fear is everything you've been waiting for. Are you ready to claim it? Why do so many people feel stuck? Why do they feel like life is happening to them instead of for them? The answer is simple. They haven't taken ownership of their lives. They've handed over the steering wheel, allowing circumstances, excuses, or even other people to dictate their direction. But here's the truth. Nothing will change until you decide to take full responsibility for where you are and where you're going. Ownership is the foundation of transformation. It's the realization that everything in your life, your successes, your failures, your choices, is a direct result of your actions or inactions. And while that might sound overwhelming at first, it's actually the most liberating truth you'll ever embrace. Because if you're responsible, then you have the power to change. Stop and think about it for a moment. How many times have you blamed someone or something else for your problems? How many times have you said, I couldn't because of them, or it's just the way things are? Every time you shift the blame, you give away your power. You tell yourself a story that keeps you small, a story that says you're a victim of your circumstances, but you're not. You are more powerful than that. The first step to taking ownership is to stop making excuses. Excuses are easy. They let you off the hook. They give you a reason to stay in your comfort zone. But excuses are also a trap. They keep you from seeing the truth, from recognizing the potential that's already within you. Look around you. Everything you've built, everything you've achieved is the result of your choices. And the same goes for the things you haven't achieved. That's not meant to make you feel guilty. It's meant to wake you up. Because if you can create one result, you can create another. If you can build something small, you can build something massive. Taking ownership means looking in the mirror and saying, I am where I am because of me. Not because of your parents, your boss, your friends, or the economy, because of you. It means refusing to play the blame game and instead asking, what can I do differently? How can I grow? What steps can I take right now to move closer to my goals? But ownership isn't just about responsibility, it's about empowerment. When you own your choices, you own your power. You realize that you're not at the mercy of life. You're in control. And when you're in control, anything is possible. Think about the people you admire most. They didn't get to where they are by accident. They didn't sit back and wait for someone else to make things happen for them. They took action. They made decisions. They owned their lives. And you can do the same. The beauty of ownership is that it's a choice you can make at any moment. It doesn't matter where you've been or what you've done. What matters is what you do next. Every day is an opportunity to start fresh, to take responsibility, to reclaim your power. But let's be clear, ownership isn't always easy. It requires courage. It requires honesty. It requires you to look at yourself and admit where you've fallen short. But it also gives you the chance to rise above, to prove to yourself that you're capable of more. When you take ownership, you stop waiting for permission. You stop looking for someone else to save you, to guide you, to fix things for you. You realize that you are the hero of your story. You are the one who has the power to create the life you want. And here's the best part. Ownership doesn't just change you, it changes everything around you. When you start showing up as someone who takes responsibility, people notice, they respect you, they're drawn to your energy, your confidence, your determination. You become a leader, not just in your own life, but in the lives of others. So ask yourself, are you ready to take control? Are you ready to stop making excuses, to stop waiting for the perfect moment and to start creating the life you deserve? Because the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to own your life. It's time to stop living on autopilot. It's time to stop letting fear, doubt, or other people dictate your path. It's time to step up, to take charge, to be the person you were meant to be. Remember, ownership is not a burden, it's a gift. It's the key to unlocking your potential, to breaking free from limitations, to living a life of purpose and fulfillment. So take it, embrace it, use it to build the future you've always imagined. Your life is yours. Your choices are yours. Your power is yours. Take ownership and watch how everything changes. Why do so many people struggle to achieve their goals? Why do dreams fade, plans fall apart, and promises to ourselves go unfulfilled? The answer lies in one critical element: self-discipline. Without it, even the grandest ambitions become nothing more than fleeting thoughts. But with it, you can achieve what once seemed impossible. Self-discipline is the ability to take control of your mind, your actions, and your habits. It's about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. And let's be honest, most of the time you won't feel like it. That's the trap your mind sets for you. Comfort, ease, procrastination, these are the enemies of progress. But here's the truth. Every time you give in to comfort, you strengthen the chains holding you back. Every time you skip that workout, delay that project, or make excuses, you tell yourself that it's okay to settle. And settling is the quickest path to mediocrity. The world isn't waiting for you to feel ready. It rewards action. It rewards consistency. It rewards those who show up day after day, regardless of how they feel. That's what self-discipline is all about. Think about the moments when you've succeeded in the past. What made the difference? Was it luck? Was it talent? Or was it your ability to push through, to stay focused, to keep going even when things got tough? Chances are it was the last one, because talent without discipline is wasted potential. Self-discipline starts with small choices. It's in the decision to wake up early, to put down your phone, to say no to distractions. It's in the commitment to stick to your plan even when everything inside you is screaming for an easier way out. And the beauty of it is this: the more disciplined you become, the easier it gets. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it grows. At first, it feels uncomfortable, even painful, but over time, it becomes second nature, it becomes a part of who you are. The key is to stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes, often without warning. But discipline is reliable. Discipline doesn't care about your mood, your circumstances, or the excuses you tell yourself. Discipline shows up no matter what. Ask yourself, what would your life look like if you mastered self-discipline? What could you achieve if you stopped letting excuses win? The truth is, there are no limits. With discipline, you can build the body you want, the career you want, the life you want, because discipline turns potential into results. But let's not sugarcoat it. Discipline requires sacrifice. It requires you to let go of instant gratification, to say no to the things that bring short-term pleasure but long-term regret. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're investing in your future self. Think of discipline as the bridge between your goals and your reality. Without it, that bridge collapses. But with it, you can cross over, step by step, no matter how far the distance seems. And here's the most powerful thing about discipline: it creates freedom. It might sound like a contradiction, but it's true. When you're disciplined, you're no longer a slave to your impulses. You're no longer controlled by distractions, laziness, or fear. You're in charge. You're free to create the life you want on your terms. Take a moment to imagine the version of yourself who's mastered self-discipline. Picture the confidence, the focus, the sense of accomplishment. That version of you isn't just a fantasy, it's a possibility. And the only thing standing between you and that version is the choices you make today. Start small, set a goal and stick to it no matter what. Prove to yourself that you can follow through, build momentum. And as you do, you'll notice something incredible. Your self-respect will grow. Your belief in yourself will grow. And with that belief, you'll realize there's nothing you can't achieve. Remember, discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about progress. It's about showing up even when you stumble. It's about getting back on track no matter how many times you've fallen. Because the only way to fail is to quit. So take control of your mind, take control of your actions, take control of your life. Because when you master self-discipline, you master everything. It's time to rise above excuses, to break free from the cycle of procrastination and to embrace the power within you. Your goals are waiting, your dreams are waiting. The only question is, are you willing to do what it takes? The choice is yours. Will you let comfort hold you back? Or will you choose discipline and unlock the life you were meant to live? There's a harsh reality that most people don't want to face. The life you want, the success, the happiness, the fulfillment doesn't come easy. It doesn't come from comfort, from playing it safe, from avoiding the hard work. It comes from struggle. It comes from embracing the very challenges that everyone else is trying to avoid. Life is not about seeking comfort. It's about learning how to grow through discomfort. If you want to truly achieve something extraordinary, you must be willing to step into the unknown, to face your fears head on, and to endure the struggles that come with growth. Think about it for a moment. Every time you've faced a difficult situation in your life, something has changed within you. You became stronger, wiser, more resilient. That's the beauty of challenge. It forces you to evolve. The moment you begin to embrace the struggle is the moment your growth accelerates. But here's the hard truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. The world doesn't care about your excuses or your fears. It's not going to give you what you want unless you earn it. And earning it requires pain, persistence, and a willingness to keep going even when everything inside you tells you to quit. Look at the people you admire. The ones who have achieved greatness, the ones who have built businesses, conquered challenges, and become leaders. What do they all have in common? They've all gone through hell. They've all faced struggles that most people can't even imagine. But instead of running from those struggles, they leaned into them. They knew that the pain would pass, but the growth would last forever. The problem is, most people see struggle as a sign to quit. When things get hard, when they face obstacles, they give up. They think it's a sign that they're not meant to succeed, that they're not good enough. But here's the truth. Struggle is a sign that you're on the right path. It's the universe's way of telling you that you're pushing your limits, that you're growing, that you're becoming more than you were yesterday. The discomfort you feel when you're working towards something bigger than yourself isn't something to run from. It's something to embrace. It's proof that you're moving forward, that you're getting closer to your goals, that you're getting better. Think about the gym. Every rep, every set, every drop of sweat is a challenge. It's uncomfortable, it burns. It feels like you can't do another. But if you stop, if you give in to the pain, you'll never get stronger. The muscles you want to build, the body you want to have, can only come through that struggle. And the same principle applies to life. The things you want, success, wealth, happiness, are built by pushing through the challenges that stand in your way. Embrace the struggle. Don't fight it. Don't resent it. Because it's in that very struggle that you'll find your true power. It's in the hard times that your character is built. It's through adversity that you learn what you're truly made of. The key to overcoming any challenge is to reframe how you see it. Instead of seeing difficulty as something to avoid, see it as a stepping stone to your success. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. You are capable of far more than you think. But to unlock that potential, you must stop running away from the hard stuff. Stop avoiding discomfort. Stop telling yourself that things should be easier, because they won't be. Life is tough, success is hard, but it's the ones who choose to embrace that truth, who choose to push forward in the face of adversity, who ultimately succeed. Think about the hardest thing you've ever done. The moment when you thought you couldn't go any further. Maybe it was a tough workout, maybe it was a difficult conversation, or maybe it was a project you thought you couldn't finish. And yet, you pushed through. You kept going, even when your body or your mind told you to stop. And in the end, you came out stronger. That's what life is all about. It's about those moments of struggle, of discomfort, of pain. It's about facing them head on and pushing through them, knowing that on the other side is a better version of yourself. It's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up. It's not about how hard the challenge is. It's about how determined you are to overcome it. When you stop seeing struggle as a burden and start seeing it as a gift, your life will change forever. Success is not handed to you on a silver platter. You have to work for it. You have to endure. You have to rise above the obstacles in your way and become the person who can overcome them, because every struggle you face is shaping you into the person you need to be to achieve your dream. So the next time you find yourself in the middle of a challenge, ask yourself, what am I learning from this? How is this struggle helping me grow? Because the truth is, without the struggle, there is no growth. Without the hard times, there is no strength. And without the pain, there is no progress. Embrace the struggle. Own it. Because through it, you will rise. You will become the person who can handle anything life throws at you. And when you look back at the challenges you faced, you'll realize that they were the very things that made you who you are today. And you'll be grateful for them. The struggle is not the enemy. The struggle is your greatest ally on the path to success. And when you finally embrace it, there will be no limit to what you can achieve. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you blamed others for your struggles, for your circumstances, or for your failures? It's easy to point fingers. It's easy to blame the government, your family, your boss, or even the economy. It's comforting to think that someone else is in control of your life. But that's the problem. As long as you continue to blame others, you'll never have the power to change your life. The truth is, you hold the key to your own destiny. No one else does. Your life is not defined by the people around you or by the situations you find yourself in. You are in control. You are responsible. And once you take ownership of that responsibility, your life will begin to change in ways you never thought possible. Taking ownership means recognizing that everything in your life, the good and the bad, is a result of your own choices. It's about understanding that you are the one who shapes your future. Every decision you make, every action you take, leads you to where you are today. Thought. That's not something to be afraid of. It's something to embrace. Because it means that you have the power to change your circumstances at any moment. Look at the most successful people in the world. They didn't get where they are by blaming others or playing the victim. They took full responsibility for their lives. They didn't wait for someone else to hand them success. They didn't sit around waiting for the right moment, the right opportunity, or the right condition. They created those opportunities themselves. They took control of their actions and choices. Success comes not from waiting for life to hand you what you want, but from making the decisions that will lead you to it. It's about getting up every day and making the choice to put in the work, to push through the struggles, and to keep going even when the odds are stacked against you. Because when you take ownership, you realize that you are never powerless. Your circumstances don't define you. Your past doesn't determine your future. What matters is what you do today, what you do right now, the decisions you make, the actions you take, the mindset you choose to adopt. These are what shape your future. When you take ownership, you stop waiting for life to happen. You stop waiting for someone else to give you permission to live the life you want. You become the creator of your own destiny. The power is in your hands. And that power doesn't lie in the things that have happened to you in the past or in the people who have let you down. It lies in your ability to take action, to make choices, and to keep moving forward despite the obstacles in your way. Too many people get stuck in the trap of victimhood. They think that life is happening to them, that they have no control over their situation. But that's just a lie. When you tell yourself that you're a victim, you give away your power. You surrender your ability to change, to grow, and to improve. You accept that things will never get better. But that's not true. Your life can change the moment you decide to take responsibility for it. It's time to stop blaming others. It's time to stop waiting for the perfect moment. It's time to stop making excuses. You can't control everything in life, but you can control how you respond to it. You can choose how you act, how you think, and what you do. When you own your choices, you realize that every moment is an opportunity to create a different outcome. And yes, there will be challenges. Yes, there will be setbacks. Yes, there will be times when you fail. But when you take ownership, You stop seeing failure as something to avoid. You start seeing it as part of the journey. You understand that each failure is not a reflection of your worth or your potential. It's simply a lesson that brings you closer to success. Imagine waking up every day knowing that you are the one in control, knowing that no matter what happens, you have the power to shape your day, your life, and your future. When you take ownership, you stop living in fear of what might happen and start focusing on what you can make happen. The key to living a fulfilling life is realizing that you are the architect of your own fate. The house you live in, the job you have, the relationships you form, they all come from the choices you make. Yes, there are things outside of your control, but you are never helpless. Even in the toughest of situations, you always have a choice. Don't let anyone or anything rob you of that power. Don't let people make you feel small or make you believe that you're not capable of creating the life you want. The truth is, you are more capable than you think. You just need to take full responsibility for your actions and believe that you can shape your destiny. You don't need anyone's permission to take control of your life. The moment you choose to take ownership, you will begin to see the opportunities that were always there. You will start to make better decisions, take better actions, and create the life you've always dreamed of. It's time to stop waiting for the world to change. It's time for you to change. It's time to take ownership. You don't need to wait for anyone's approval or validation. You've got this. Your future is in your hands. So what's stopping you? What's holding you back? The truth is, the only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is you. Take ownership of your life and you'll discover that the power to change, to grow, and to succeed has always been yours. Do you feel comfortable in your life right now? Is everything predictable, familiar, easy? Most people live in their comfort zone, and while it may seem safe, it's also the place where growth stops. If you want more out of life, if you want to experience success, fulfillment, and transformation, you have to step out of your comfort zone. Comfort is the enemy of progress. It's easy to stay in a place where you feel safe, where things aren't challenging, and where you don't have to risk anything. But living a life like that, where everything stays the same, means you're not moving forward, you're not growing, you're simply existing. Think about it. Every great achievement, every success story, every breakthrough in history came from people who were willing to face discomfort. They stepped into the unknown, they took risks, made mistakes, and learned from failure. They didn't wait for everything to be perfect. They went for it, even when it was hard. And that's where you need to be. You need to leave the safety of your comfort zone behind and embrace the challenges that will shape you into the person you are meant to be. Growth only happens when you push yourself beyond what's familiar and comfortable, when you challenge yourself to go further than you ever thought you could. The truth is, there's nothing wrong with being comfortable. It's natural to want peace and stability in life, but if you want to build something extraordinary, whether it's in your career, your personal development, or your relationships, you have to embrace the discomfort that comes with it. Growth doesn't come from playing it safe. It comes from pushing the boundaries, from trying new things, and from overcoming obstacles you never thought you could conquer. Stepping out of your comfort zone doesn't mean you have to take huge, reckless risks. It's about making small changes in your daily life that challenge your routine. It's about setting bigger goals, even if they scare you. It's about saying yes to opportunities that make you nervous, even when you don't feel ready. Every time you step outside of what's comfortable, you learn more about yourself. You discover your strength, your resilience, and your potential. You realize that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. And each time you take a step forward, no matter how small, you gain more confidence in your ability to handle the challenges ahead. The problem with staying in your comfort zone is that it creates a false sense of security. You may think you're safe, but you're actually just stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. You're not challenging yourself to grow, to evolve, or to become the best version of yourself. And without that growth, your life can quickly become stagnant. You have to ask yourself, do you want a life of mediocrity, or do you want to truly live? Do you want to be remembered for the risks you took, the challenges you faced, and the things you overcame? Or do you want to fade into the background, always playing it safe, never really reaching your full potential? The people who are truly successful, the ones who inspire others, are the ones who take risks. They step outside of their comfort zones time and time again. They know that growth doesn't happen in a predictable, safe environment. It happens when you challenge yourself, when you face your fears, and when you push past your limitations. Stepping out of your comfort zone isn't easy, but it's necessary, and it doesn't have to be dramatic. Small actions, taking on a new project, speaking up in a meeting, trying something new, can make a huge difference in your life. These small risks will add up over time, and soon enough, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. It's time to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's where the magic happens. It's where your growth begins. It's where your success lies. The longer you stay in your comfort zone, the further away you get from the life you want to live. Don't be afraid to step into the unknown. The only way to truly grow is by challenging yourself to do things you've never done before. You're not meant to stay where you are forever. Life is about growth, change, and evolution. The more you step out of your comfort zone, the more you'll realize just how much you're capable of. There is no limit to what you can achieve if you're willing to embrace discomfort. You'll never know what you're capable of unless you push yourself beyond the familiar. You'll never know the kind of person you can become unless you take those risks and face those fears. And every time you challenge yourself, you'll get stronger. You'll become more resilient. You'll begin to trust yourself and your abilities more. You'll understand that the only real failure is not trying. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let the idea of discomfort keep you from pursuing your dreams. The road to success is paved with challenges, risks, and uncertainties. But it's also the road to the life you truly want. Remember, the greatest things in life don't come from playing it safe. They come from daring to step out of your comfort zone and going after them. So today is the day to take that first step, to push past the fear, to move beyond what's comfortable, because that's where the magic lies, on the other side of your comfort zone. And when you step into it, you'll realize that there's nothing you can't do. Have you ever wondered why some people achieve incredible things while others struggle to get by? It's not just about talent, luck, or circumstances. It all comes down to one thing: mindset. The way you think, the way you perceive the world, and the way you approach challenges determines your success in life. Your mindset is the lens through which you view everything. Your opportunities, your challenges, your relationships, and your potential. It's the foundation upon which everything you do is built. If your mindset is weak or limited, your life will reflect that. But if your mindset is strong, focused, and positive, you will be unstoppable. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail isn't necessarily intelligence or ability, it's the way they approach life. Those who thrive in life have a growth mindset. They believe that their abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work, learning, and perseverance. On the other hand, people with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities are static, that they're either born with talent or they're not, and there's no way to change that. If you want to unlock your full potential and achieve the success you've always dreamed of, you have to adopt a growth mindset. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect or that you have to know everything. It simply means that you have to believe in the power of progress and that you're willing to do the work to improve yourself every day. A growth mindset is about resilience. It's about embracing challenges and viewing them as opportunities to learn and grow. It's about understanding that failure isn't the end. It's just a part of the journey. Every mistake, every setback, every obstacle is a lesson that brings you closer to where you want to be. The power of your mindset lies in your ability to adapt. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and things won't always be easy. But the way you handle these situations, the way you respond to adversity, will determine whether or not you succeed. When you have a growth mindset, you see failure as temporary. You understand that setbacks don't define you. Instead of getting discouraged or giving up, you ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to do better next time? This mindset shift is what separates those who reach their goals from those who give up before they even start. Every successful person has faced challenges along the way, but what sets them apart is their ability to stay focused and maintain a positive mindset even in the face of adversity. They don't let temporary failures derail them. They don't let doubts or fears hold them back. Instead, they keep pushing forward, knowing that with each step, they are closer to their goal. The key to unlocking your success lies in developing the mental toughness to overcome obstacles. You must learn to stay calm under pressure, to keep moving forward when things get tough, and to trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about taking them head on and using them to strengthen your resolve. When you train your mind to see challenges as stepping stones rather than barriers, you'll start to embrace them. You'll start to thrive under pressure instead of crumbling under it. Your mindset determines the way you view yourself and the world around you. If you see yourself as capable and resilient, you will act accordingly. If you see yourself as limited or unworthy, you will hold yourself back. It's up to you to choose how you want to perceive yourself and your abilities. So, how do you develop a growth mindset? It starts with self-awareness. You have to be honest with yourself about your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions. Do you approach challenges with an open mind, or do you shy away from them? Do you embrace failure as an opportunity to grow, or do you avoid it at all costs? Once you recognize where your mindset is holding you back, you can start to shift your thinking. Replace negative thoughts with empowering ones. Replace self-doubt with self-belief. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I can learn how to do this. Instead of thinking this is too hard, think this is an opportunity to grow. The more you practice this mindset shift, the more natural it will become. Over time, you'll begin to see challenges as part of the process rather than obstacles. You'll begin to see failure as feedback, and you'll start to trust yourself more and more. A growth mindset isn't something you develop overnight. It takes time, effort, and consistency, but every step you take in changing your mindset brings you closer to your goals. Every positive thought, every empowering belief, every small victory adds up over time. And as you continue to grow and evolve, you'll start to notice a shift in your life. You'll start attracting the opportunities you've always wanted. You'll start seeing more success. You'll begin to feel more confident, more capable, and more aligned with your purpose. But it all begins with your mindset. If you want to change your life, you have to change the way you think. You have to believe that you are capable of more, that you can handle whatever challenges come your way, and that you are constantly evolving into the best version of yourself. In the end, success isn't about luck or talent. It's about mindset. It's about believing in yourself, taking action, and trusting the process. If you can master your mindset, you can master your life. Self-discipline. It's a word that gets thrown around a lot, but what does it really mean? At its core, self-discipline is the ability to control your actions, thoughts, and emotions to achieve your long-term goals. It's about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it, and staying focused on your objectives, no matter the distractions around you. We all know that success doesn't come easy. The road to achieving our dreams is often long and difficult. It's filled with obstacles, setbacks, and temptations to take the easy way out. This is where self-discipline comes in. Without it, you'll find it hard to stay on course. With it, you can overcome anything that stands in your way. Think about the goals you've set for yourself. Maybe you've dreamed of starting a business, running a marathon, or becoming a master of your craft. Whatever it is, achieving those goals requires effort, consistency, and most importantly, self-discipline. But how do you develop this key trait? The first step in developing self-discipline is understanding why you want to achieve your goal in the first place. Your why is your internal motivation, the reason that will push you to keep going even when things get tough. Without a clear reason, it's easy to lose focus and give up when the going gets hard. Your why serves as your anchor. It keeps you grounded and reminds you why all the hard work is worth it. Once you know your why, you need to create a plan. A well-defined plan breaks down your goal into smaller, manageable steps. It turns your big dream into actionable tasks that you can tackle one by one. This approach makes the journey less overwhelming and helps you maintain your focus. It's much easier to stay disciplined when you know exactly what you need to do each day. Next, set clear and realistic expectations for yourself. Be honest about what you can handle. Too often, we set ourselves up for failure by aiming for perfection or overloading ourselves with too many tasks. Instead, focus on progress, not perfection. Success is built one small step at a time. The key is to remain consistent and keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps may seem. Another critical aspect of self-discipline is learning to delay gratification. In today's world, instant rewards are everywhere. We can get what we want in the blink of an eye, whether it's a snack, a new gadget, or entertainment. But true success requires the ability to resist these distractions and stay focused on your long-term goals. It means saying no to the things that feel good in the moment, but won't help you achieve your bigger vision. The ability to delay gratification is what separates those who reach their goals from those who don't. One of the best ways to strengthen your self-discipline is to develop positive habits. Habits are the foundation of success. They allow you to do things automatically without having to think about it. When you turn actions into habits, you free up mental energy to focus on more important tasks. Start small. Focus on building one habit at a time, whether it's waking up early, exercising every day, or reading for 30 minutes. Consistency is key. Over time, these habits will become second nature and your self-discipline will grow stronger. Creating an environment that supports your goals is also crucial. The people you surround yourself with, the places you spend time in, and even the tools you use all play a role in your discipline. If your environment is filled with distractions, it will be much harder to stay focused. On the other hand, if you create an environment that promotes your success, whether that's a quiet workspace or a routine that helps you stay on track, you'll find it easier to maintain your discipline. You should also learn to manage your time wisely. Time is your most valuable resource, and how you use it will determine your success. Prioritize the activities that bring you closer to your goal, and avoid spending too much time on things that don't align with your vision. Break your day into chunks of time dedicated to specific tasks. Use techniques like the Pomodoro technique or time blocking to stay focused and productive. Remember, the more efficient you are with your time, the more you can accomplish without feeling overwhelmed. While building self-discipline is important, so is maintaining your mental and physical health. A well-rested mind and body are essential for staying disciplined and focused. You need energy to tackle challenges, and you won't have that if you're neglecting your well-being. Make time for exercise, sleep, and relaxation. Taking care of yourself allows you to stay sharp and maintain the stamina necessary to pursue your goals. But even with all the right habits and strategies, there will be days when you feel tempted to quit. Maybe you'll feel exhausted, frustrated, or discouraged. On those days, it's crucial to remind yourself of your why. Reconnect with the vision that first inspired you. Reflect on how far you've come and use that momentum to push through the hard moments. Remember, self-discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about staying committed and finding the strength to keep going even when you don't feel like it. Self-discipline also means being kind to yourself. It's easy to get down on yourself when you slip up or make mistakes. But success is a journey, not a destination. There will be setbacks. There will be times when you fail. But how you respond to those setbacks is what matters. Rather than giving up, use those moments as learning opportunities. Every failure is a chance to grow, refine your approach, and get back on track. Ultimately, self-discipline is the key to turning your dreams into reality. It allows you to stay focused, push through challenges, and make steady progress toward your goals. When you develop the power of self-discipline, you unlock the ability to create the life you've always wanted. Every day is a new chance to strengthen your resolve, stay committed to your purpose, and take action toward the life you deserve. Remember, success isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing the work consistently, learning from your mistakes, and keeping your eye on the prize. When you harness the power of self-discipline, you become unstoppable. Confidence is a trait we all desire, but it's something that doesn't come naturally to everyone. It's easy to look at others who seem to radiate confidence and wonder, how do they do it? The truth is, confidence is not something you're born with, it's something you build. It's a skill just like anything else. And once you learn how to cultivate it, you'll see how much more capable you are of achieving your goals and transforming your life. Confidence isn't just about feeling good about yourself in the moment. It's about believing in your ability to navigate through challenges, overcome obstacles, and pursue your dreams no matter how big or difficult they may seem. When you have unshakable confidence, you trust in yourself. You trust that you have what it takes to succeed, even when things don't go as planned. This trust is the foundation of all your future accomplishments. The first step in building real confidence is letting go of the need for validation from others. We live in a world where we're constantly seeking approval from those around us. Whether it's likes on social media, praise at work, or recognition from friends, we often measure our worth based on how others see us. But true confidence comes from within. It's not about what others think, it's about how you view yourself. When you stop seeking validation from the outside, you start to build an internal sense of worth. This internal validation is far more powerful than anything anyone else can say or do. To strengthen your self-belief, it's crucial to practice positive self-talk. The way you speak to yourself influences your mindset and perception. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough or that you'll never succeed, you're only reinforcing negative beliefs that hold you back. Instead, replace those thoughts with affirmations of your strengths and abilities. Start each day by reminding yourself of your accomplishments, talents, and the unique qualities that make you who you are. Over time, these positive affirmations will help shift your mindset and boost your confidence. Another powerful way to build confidence is by stepping outside your comfort zone. Confidence grows when you face your fears and take risks, even when it feels uncomfortable. Every time you push past your limits, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. It's through these small acts of courage that your confidence grows exponentially. Start with small challenges and gradually work your way up to bigger ones. each success, no matter how small, adds to your confidence and proves to you that you can handle whatever comes your way. One of the most effective ways to build confidence is by setting and achieving small goals. These goals don't have to be huge or life-changing at first. They just need to be achievable. Whether it's waking up early, completing a project at work, or sticking to a workout routine, every goal you accomplish adds to your sense of accomplishment. This, in turn, strengthens your belief in your abilities. Confidence is built through action, and each small win becomes a stepping stone to greater success. As you achieve more and more, it's important to celebrate those wins, no matter how small they may seem. Often we focus on what we haven't achieved or what's left to be done, but celebrating our successes reinforces our self-worth and motivates us to keep going. When you take time to acknowledge your progress, you create a positive feedback loop that boosts your confidence and propels you forward. But confidence isn't just about achieving goals and doing things right. It's also about how you handle failure. No one succeeds all the time, and failure is an inevitable part of life. What separates the confident from the uncertain is how we respond to failure. Instead of viewing failure as a defeat, shift your perspective and see it as a learning opportunity. Every mistake or setback teaches you something valuable that brings you closer to success. Embrace failure. Don't fear it. Understand that each time you fall, you get back up stronger and wiser. One of the biggest barriers to building confidence is perfectionism. Many people believe that they have to be perfect in order to be confident, but this mindset only holds them back. The truth is, no one is perfect. We all have flaws, we all make mistakes, and that's what makes us human. The key is not to be flawless, but to be comfortable with who you are, flaws and all. Confidence comes from accepting yourself as you are, with all your strengths and weaknesses. It's about being authentic and not hiding behind a facade of perfection. As you work on building your confidence, remember that comparison is the thief of joy. It's easy to look at someone else and think they have it all figured out, but what we often don't see are their struggles and challenges. Everyone has their own journey, and comparing yours to someone else's will only undermine your confidence. Instead, focus on your own path. Celebrate your unique journey and trust that you're exactly where you need to be. Being confident also means taking responsibility for your own life. It's about owning your decisions, actions, and results. When you take responsibility, you stop blaming others or making excuses. You acknowledge that you are in control of your destiny, and that gives you power. This sense of empowerment strengthens your confidence because it reminds you that you are capable of creating the life you want. Another important aspect of confidence is how you carry yourself. Your body language speaks volumes about how you feel about yourself. When you stand tall, make eye contact, and move with purpose, you send a powerful message to the world and to yourself that you believe in your ability. On the other hand, slouching, avoiding eye contact, and acting small sends the message that you're uncertain and insecure. Start paying attention to your posture and body language. By changing the way you carry yourself, you can change the way you feel about yourself. Building unshakable confidence is a process, and it takes time. It's not something that happens overnight, but with consistent effort, you will start to see the result. The more you practice positive self-talk, push through your fears, celebrate your wins, and embrace failure, the stronger your confidence will become. When you develop unshakable confidence, you unlock your full potential. You'll find yourself taking on challenges with excitement, going after opportunities you once thought were out of reach, and inspiring others with your strength and determination. Confidence isn't just about feeling good. It's about taking action and believing that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. When you believe in yourself, anything is possible. Life is unpredictable. We all face setbacks, challenges, and moments of hardship. But what truly defines us is not the difficulty of the situations we encounter, but how we respond to them. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to rise after falling, and to keep moving forward despite the obstacles in our path. It is a skill, a mindset, and a choice that shapes the course of our lives. Everyone has experienced tough times. Whether it's a personal failure, a setback at work, or a relationship struggle, adversity is inevitable. The key, however, lies in how we navigate these moments. Some people allow challenges to break them down, while others use them as stepping stones to greater strength. What separates those who crumble from those who rise is their resilience, their ability to adapt, learn, and keep going even when things get tough. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, but about developing the strength to handle them. It's about choosing not to give up no matter how many times life knocks you down. The most resilient people are not those who never face failure, but those who keep going in the face of it. They understand that life is full of ups and downs, and it's their response to adversity that defines their future. One of the first steps in building resilience is accepting that setbacks are a part of life. When we accept that difficulties are inevitable, we stop seeing them as personal failures. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we start asking, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in mindset helps us approach challenges with a sense of curiosity rather than fear. Instead of resisting or avoiding adversity, we embrace it as an opportunity for growth. The most resilient people don't dwell on their mistakes or failures. Instead, they focus on what they can do next. They take the lessons from their experiences and use them to make better decisions moving forward. Resilience is about learning from the past, but not being weighed down by it. It's about recognizing that failure is not permanent and that every setback is a chance to come back stronger. Another key element of resilience is having a sense of purpose. People who are resilient have a deep sense of why they do what they do. They have a vision, a goal, or a mission that drives them, and they're willing to keep moving toward it no matter how many obstacles stand in their way. This sense of purpose gives them the strength to push through difficult times, knowing that the challenges they face are only temporary compared to the bigger picture. It's also important to develop a mindset of flexibility. Life rarely goes exactly as planned, and being able to adapt is crucial when things don't go the way you expect. Resilient people are able to adjust their strategies, try new approaches, and keep moving forward even when the original path is no longer available. Instead of seeing failure as the end, they view it as a detour that can lead to new and unexpected opportunities. Flexibility is about being open to change and trusting that sometimes the road less traveled might be the best one to take. While resilience is often seen as an individual trait, it's important to remember that we don't have to face adversity alone. Building a strong support system is crucial for bouncing back from difficult situations. Resilient people understand the value of asking for help and leaning on others when times are tough. They surround themselves with people who uplift and support them, whether it's family, friends, or mentors. A strong support system provides not only emotional strength, but also practical guidance during challenging times. Resilience also involves taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. When we're going through tough times, it's easy to neglect our well-being. But taking care of yourself is essential to maintaining the strength you need to overcome adversity. This includes eating well, getting enough rest, and engaging in activities that help you recharge and de-stress. It also involves taking time to reflect and process your emotions so that you don't carry unnecessary weight with you into the future. One of the most important aspects of resilience is maintaining hope. Hope is the belief that no matter how dark things may seem, better days are ahead. It's the belief that you have the ability to turn things around and that your situation is not permanent. Hope fuels resilience because it gives you the strength to keep going even when things feel impossible. When you maintain hope, you create the possibility for change. It's a belief in the future and in your ability to shape it. Resilience doesn't mean pretending that everything is fine when it's not. It's okay to feel discouraged, frustrated, or overwhelmed. Resilience is not about suppressing your emotions or acting like nothing is wrong. It's about acknowledging your feelings but not letting them control your actions. Resilient people allow themselves to feel, but they don't let those feelings stop them from moving forward. They understand that emotions are temporary, but the choice to keep going is what will ultimately define their success. Building resilience takes time, and it's a process that requires patience and persistence. It's not something that happens overnight, but rather something that is cultivated over time through practice and experience. Each time you face a challenge and choose to rise above it, you become more resilient. You develop the mental toughness and emotional strength to handle whatever life throws your way. It's important to remember that resilience is a skill that anyone can develop. Just like confidence, it's something that can be nurtured and strengthened with effort. The more you practice resilience, the stronger and more capable you become. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable will no longer intimidate you because you'll know that you have the strength to face them head on. Resilience is not about avoiding hardships, but about building the inner strength to overcome them. It's about choosing to keep going even when life gets tough and trusting that the challenges you face will only make you stronger. When you embrace resilience, you take control of your future and unlock the potential within you to achieve anything you set your mind to. Every time you rise after a fall, you show the world and yourself that nothing can break you.